Should be a good one between the Mass Pirates and the Columbus Lions. Welcome inside the DCU Center in downtown Worcester. It's great to have you with us, everyone. I'm John Perrell, joined by former Arena quarterback J.J. Raderink and Mick Monninghoff. Good to see you both, and it's going to be a fascinating matchup today, guys. A 3-1 Mass Pirate squad and a 2-0 Columbus Lions team. And Mick, Massachusetts looking to establish some home field advantage.
Oh, they are back home once again. All week long they've been talking about trying to get the fans back involved. It gives them a little juice. Coming off a very successful road trip where they had 2 wins and a loss. Sean Brackett did not play down in Carolina, and still the offense clicking very nicely where they averaged a 58-point-a-game average. That's still the best in this league.
Yeah, they're playing a video game out there now. Prolific offense, JJ. Sean Brackett makes it run. What does he do well?
Sean Brackett, probably, if you look around the league, the mechanics of what he does, how quick his release is, everything he does there, he's about as good as there is. He's got the experience. It's showcased by how many points they're scoring per game. And to get him back, the psyche of the whole team is just going to be elevated, getting that field general who was there at the beginning of the year back on the field. So
Brackett and the Pirates back in the house in Worcester. We'll have the kickoff and much more coming up next on NESN and on 98.9 Nash Icon.
Massachusetts Pirates football is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Arena football is back. The Massachusetts Pirates have kicked off their inaugural season and tickets are on sale now. Come tailgate with the Pirates and enjoy great music, great food, and fun for the entire family. Then watch all the high-scoring, hard-hitting action and meet your favorite players after the game. Home games are played at the DCU Center in Worcester. Single-game tickets start as low as $10. To get game schedules, more info, and your ticket to summertime pro football, log on to masspiratesfootball.com today.
Are you plagued with pain? Feel uncomfortable doing normal everyday things? At Inbalance Chiropractic and Wellness, we strive to keep you in optimal health. Through the use of chiropractic care, massage therapy, and lifestyle therapy, our focus is on improving individual lives to become more active and vibrant. Your health is our #1 concern. We practice to help you reach your goals. Our specialty is keeping your body in balance.
And welcome back inside the DCU Center. Good to have you with us on NESN and 98.9 Nash Icon. John Perrell with Mick Monninghoff and J.J. Raderink as we prepare for the kickoff. The Columbus Lions won the toss. They defer, so Sean Brackett and the Mass Pirates offense gets first crack at this Lions defense. And the kickoff from the DCU Center from right to left, rockets into the stands. So a fan has a souvenir as Columbus hits it into these stands. That was Lindsey Wolf on the touchback, and it will be first down for Massachusetts. The Pirates offense led by Sean Brackett out of Columbia, a 6'2" quarterback who's thrown for 1,064 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. His center is Big Thomas Claiborne out of Randolph, Mass. and Boston College. He's 6'3", 330. The tight end is Cornelius Lewis. Also up front, Bill Valval, who's 6'4", 300 pounds. The Pirates in their navy blue jerseys with the aqua numbers. Columbus with their white jerseys, white pants, and navy blue helmets. Man in motion is in the flow right now and stymied at the 24-yard line after he catches it, as Massachusetts has a quick completion to Levon Pearson. Pearson with his 19th catch of the year, 6'3", 185. He's a guy that Sean Brackett's going to target.
Yeah, and he's a nice target to have. What I like what they did there is, especially early in the game, get your feet underneath you, let him face the quarterback, square up, get the ball. He's got the size that they can extend plays later, but just get him into the flow of everything early.
The ball's at the 24-yard line of the Pirates as they move left to right, and there's flags. It's going to be movement on Fred Ruff, who is in the lineup as an offensive lineman, and you can't miss him, Mick. He's 340 pounds.
6'6" also. He just joined the team last week for their game in Lehigh Valley. And you're right, at that size and stature, when a guy like that moves, everybody's going to see it.
That's a 5-yard penalty against the Pirates, coached by Amir Ishmael. And he's done a nice job trying to build a culture here and get these guys cohesively on the same page. You know how difficult that can be, JJ, on the fly when you don't have much practice time.
Absolutely, and when you get as talented a group that they've assembled here, you want to make sure you take advantage of everything that they can do.
Here's Brackett back to pass over the middle, and it's batted away at the 20-yard line of Columbus. A rangy play by Robert Caldwell, who's out of NC State, 6'3", 245. And just a slant across the middle, and Brackett, was he too slow on the trigger?
Well, what they did there, they went with the backside motion, and what you saw was kind of what some defenses will call 21. You had two defensive backs that were up close and one deep safety. Really, the hole in the field is the middle part there. You have to wait for it to develop. But a good job by Caldwell of getting his hands up there, because he's really the only one that can take that throw away.
Levon Pearson's the man in motion. Brackett back to throw from left to right, and Pearson drops the ball at the 6-yard line after it was disrupted by Chris Pickett. Pickett's out of Troy, 6 feet, 190 pounds, and he's an active member of their secondary, Mick. And unfortunately, Pearson had the rebound, but he could not corral it.
It looked like he was going to be able to wrestle it away from Chris Pickett. So now they'll call on Ali Mortada to come in for a field goal attempt. They'll spot it at about the 12-yard line.
So you do the math. This is a long-range blast coming from Ali Mortada.
And those pipes are not any wider the further back you go.
And here comes the kick on the way from left to right. And this one is wide right and no good. So they try the long-range field goal from the 12-yard line, 46-yard attempt. No good by Mortada, who has a strong leg. He's out of Assumption College in Worcester and also from Foxborough, Mass. So points left on the field with 11:49 remaining in the first quarter. The Pirates are scoreless with the Columbus Lions. And it'll be first down for Columbus as we get a look at their offense, which has put up 101 points in 2 games, 244 yards per outing. And they're led by Mason Espinoza, their quarterback from Ohio Wesleyan, a Division III school. You like his game?
I do. Even just watching the little bit I've seen on film, and even today just warming up, I thought he had a nice quick release. He seems to have adapted to the arena game. And the biggest thing that he's done for this team, we've mentioned how good their defense has played there in Columbus. He's not turned the ball over. He's not made any mistakes and really given another team an opportunity there, and that's going to be key when you have a good defense.
5-yard line of Columbus as they matriculate right to left. Espinoza under center, quick hit to the far side. It's caught by Forston as he's brought down at the 7. That was a screen to Forston, his favorite receiver. And Jamar Forston out of Florida State, also went to North Alabama after he got kicked out of FSU. Good tackle by the Pirates' Eddie Norrells, who's out of Toledo. So just a short gain, 2nd down and 7. Espinoza under center, screen coming to the near side this time and caught. And at the barrier, good hit by the Pirates. Nick Hague over there to make the stop along with Pasquale Vacchio, who's a terrific linebacker, but gotta love what Vacchio does in the middle of their defense, Mick.
Vacchio has played very well, became a starter, and last week was able to turn in a pick 6 after a football was deflected to him. Took it back for a touchdown, so he's been active over the last couple of weeks.
Buffalo State grad. 3rd down and 2 with 9:50 remaining in the first quarter, no score. They'll send Deron Neal in motion, and a little flip to Quavon Hicks to the near side 20 and hit at the barrier at the 20-yard line as they cross midfield. Quavon Hicks now gets up and pushes Keontae Northington, a defensive back for the Pirates. So some extracurricular activity after the hit with Hicks, who was in the Tampa Bay Bucks camp last year, was on their practice squad. He's from the University of Georgia, one of the top fullbacks in the league. He is a burly, tough out.
He is, and when you see here, they lined up, they brought in an extra fullback / lineman type player, lined him up close, basically in the wing position there. So you got to think 3rd and short is going to be a running down, especially when you've got someone like Hicks, as athletic as he is. So not surprising, but they were trying to go to the field. He did a nice job of cutting it back.
That's his 9th carry of the season. And first down and movement up front from the 20-yard line. Espinoza throwing off his back foot for Neal, and it's broken up at the 5. Good play by Cheatham Norrells. And Deron Neal was the man
Defense, number
down
97.
the middle of the field at the 5-yard line
5-yard
waiting
penalty.
for a pass, but
First
there's a
down.
flag down and a penalty on the Pirates.
Yeah, they caught the Pirates jumping offside, so it will be a 5-yard penalty and the automatic first down. So second first down on the drive, and now the defense has a short field here.
8:35 remaining in the first quarter. Columbus on the march. Mason Espinosa, their quarterback, has 10 touchdowns and no interceptions thus far. The give to Quavon Hicks to the near side left and out of bounds. Hits the barrier. Hicks is an industrious runner as Nick Hague gets up and now hits Quavon Hicks after the tackle. Hague from Assumption and also a Worcester native. So it looks like these two teams don't like each other.
Early in the season, battle for first place. Certainly the emotions are running high. I'm a little surprised that we haven't seen any laundry come out after the extracurriculars here. But again, another creative way by Columbus to get Hicks the ball, and you don't really see almost like a counter step from the quarterback and the way that they ran that backside there. So interesting to see some of the different ways that they're trying to get him involved.
Yeah, and he should be utilized because he has speed and power. Jason Gibson is the coach for the Columbus Lions in his 12th year with an outstanding record of 104-44. Second down and 5 inside the Pirates 15. The pass is complete to Quavon Hicks past the 10, and he's tackled at the 5 by Nick Hague. First down inside the 10-yard line for Columbus. And they're giving the ball to their bell cow, Mick, Quavon Hicks.
Well, Hicks becoming an integral part of their offense. He's already run the ball twice for 19 yards, and now they find him coming out of the backfield, so they're starting to hammer away. All the passes so far of that very short variety for Espinosa.
So first down, a goal to go for the Lions as they move right to left. Hicks flanking Espinosa to the right. Receiver in motion will be Deron Neal. He's set in motion by Espinosa. Short drop, rushes on, he gets hammered, ball loose. Pirates diving on it at the 17-yard line, and they pick it up. John Griggs picked up the loose ball. There is a flag down as Mason Espinosa was hammered after the sack, and Griggs picked up the loose ball. So good pressure for the first time on Espinosa, but will it be called back?
Well, now we know why. We mentioned that all the passes so far for Columbus have been short. I think we know what they were thinking. They're trying to neutralize a very good defensive front for Massachusetts there, so you want to get the ball in and out, especially early, especially on the road right there. But when Espinosa goes back
Legal
and sees that
defense.
one, he was waiting for his outside receiver.
On the Pirates, the Jack linebacker blitzed. It's half the distance.
Illegal defense.
Yeah, legal defense, and
First down.
this is something you've got to be disciplined. I know you're excited. I know there's been some emotional plays so far, but especially here, backed up, in your own end zone there, you've got to just make sure you don't give them anything.
That's unfortunate. Amir Ismail is contesting the call, but explain illegal defense in arena football.
Well, there's certain restrictions that the linebackers have to adhere to and the defensive line. The defensive line, for instance, isn't allowed to stunt, but the linebackers, really, only one of them can blitz. They can't move before the snap, which is a little bit different from the outdoor game, but the guys get antsy, especially with the ball inside the 5-yard line there, so not uncommon for that to happen.
First down, goal from the 2. The handoff to Quavon Hicks around the left edge. He's brought down for a loss at the 4. Good pursuit by Nick Hague. Also coming up was Valval.
Yeah.
Bill Valval playing defense. So he's the old Iron Man now, playing offense and defense. They line him up as an offensive tackle. Remember the old Iron Man game in arena football.
Yeah, and that's the beauty about arena football. It used to be that guys went offense and defense, played two ways, but with the limited roster spots, you still get an opportunity to see that quite often.
We had a conversation last night in Albany about Barry Wagner.
Oh, wow. There's a blast from the past.
One of the all-time greats. There's a flag after the snap to Espinosa. Both teams jumpy. And the initial indication is offsides against Columbus.
That's because the center
False
exchange
start.
between
55 on the
Rodney
offense.
Barrow and the quarterback,
Illegal snap.
Espinosa,
5-yard
never
penalty.
really took
Second
place.
down.
It was slow coming out, discombobulated. Offensive line started firing out. Everybody was offside.
not the way they drew it up. 5:10 left in the first quarter, no score, with Columbus still on the march, but they're getting backed up. Ball sits at the 7-yard line on the blue turf of the DCU Center. The team family did a great job getting this facility ready for arena football. As Duran Neal will be set in motion, they matriculate right to left. Short drop by Espinoza out of the pocket. Motioning for the receiver to the left, and it's batted away. Pass is intended on the near sideline, and more flags as they're fighting again. Keontae Northington fighting with the intended wideout, Tristan Purifoy, who both you guys know from the indoor league in China.
After the play.
That's unfortunate because it was an incomplete pass. And then after the play,
Unnecessary
the extracurricular unnecessary
95.
roughness.
The worst thing you can do is
Half the
you can have a
distance,
team rolling
automatic
the wrong
first
way
down.
backwards because of their penalties. You make a nice play, you stop them, and then you give them this opportunity. You've got to be able to. I know you're excited, and this comes from a quarterback perspective. We don't, maybe a little bit different mindset than a defensive player, but you've got to make sure that you keep your emotions in check. You got to make sure that you put the team first in your thoughts and know that if I make a play like that, it's going to cost us. We've got something going here. Let's make sure we don't give them anything.
Well, they've given him too much on the drive, Mick.
Well, that's the 4th penalty of this game against the Pirates. 1 was on offense, 3 on defense, and now you're looking at 1st and goal at the 3.
It's called and anxious moments for Emil Ismail. Here's the throw to the end zone, incomplete to the back of the end zone, intended for Forston. He threw it in heavy coverage. Cheatham Norrells was there as the initial man, but also some good help on the back end from John Hardy Tuliao. Tuliao's been their best defensive back thus far with 3 interceptions.
Actually 4 this season. So he's took one back, I believe, last week against Lehigh Valley.
He did. 3:49 remaining in the first quarter, no score. 2nd down and goal from the 3. Deep drop by Espinoza at the 10, flips it to the end zone and caught for a touchdown by Quavon Hicks. Columbus Lions are on the board. It was a wobbly pass because Espinoza was flushed out of the pocket, but he connects.
We're really seeing the versatility of Quavon Hicks here, and what I like what Columbus is doing is getting him the ball different ways. Not only running and passing, they're getting it to him short side on screens. They're getting it to the field there by clearing it out with their talented receivers. So they've really come up with some good ways. And when you've got a guy like that, the luxury of an offensive coordinator to have that at your disposal is something that you always look forward to.
So Lindsey Wolf will be in to attempt the extra point. Wolf 12 for 14 on placements. Kicking from right to left from the 10-yard line. It is up, and it rockets home. 7-0 Columbus with 2:52 remaining in the first quarter. And too bad for Mass on defense. They showed promise, but they have got to avoid unnecessary roughness penalties. So Wolf will kick off from the goal line from right to left. Waiting for it is Demetrius McNeil at the wall, and it sails out of bounds for another touchback. So it will be Massachusetts ball after an 8-play, 45-yard drive capped off by the Quavon Hicks touchdown reception. Hicks is a Swiss Army knife, and that's why he was in the Tampa Bay Bucs camp. They felt like he could be a prototype fullback in the NFL.
Absolutely, and I think one of the things that for the folks watching here in person, they're really getting to see NFL caliber talent, and that's really exciting to know that in this league, it doesn't matter if the guys are playing on Sundays in the fall. We're certainly doing it in the spring here, but there's a lot of talent here, and these guys really do deserve some credit and maybe some opportunities at the next level.
Devin Brown set in motion by Brackett from the 20, throws a dart, caught past the 20 of the Pirates and inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Marty Gilliard on the reception, 6'1" target from Daytona Beach, Florida, by way of the University of Cincinnati. You may remember the name. 9 years ago, he lit it up in FBS for Cincinnati. He was one of the top receivers in the country, and not only that, a multi-purpose star for the Bearcats. That's why he was a 4th-round draft choice of the St. Louis Rams. Brackett under center after a first down gain. First down from the 17. Brackett flips it to the near side. Caught by Brown and hit at the barrier at the 12. as he spun down. And good coverage by Kyle Griswood, who's a receiver slash defensive back from Duke.
I think you really got to credit Fred Ruff, Thomas Claiborne, and Cornelius Lewis on that one, because that was actually a check down route, and Brackett had time to deliver the football.
Sean even really had his heels kind of settled on the ground there. He was awfully comfortable in the pocket.
Under a minute to play in the first quarter. The Pirates trailing the Lions 7-0. Brown in motion. Brackett fires. It's caught and spun down, though, for no gain at the 10-yard line. London Crawford is erased by Robert Caldwell. Caldwell had a terrific college career at NC State, playing for former BC coach Tom O'Brien. And 35 seconds left in the quarter, and Brackett has a 3rd and 6.
Yeah, Brackett really did the only thing he could there. Columbus fell back with 2 of their defensive backs, really kind of into what the play was. The only thing he had was London Crawford there on the quick out.
2 receivers to the near side right, Crawford and Brown. Gilliard in motion. Brackett back to throw to the end zone for Gilliard. Does he come down with it? No, he does not. He lost it as he hit the barrier. Left corner of the end zone. Marty Gilliard could not receive the teardrop throw from Sean Brackett with 10 seconds remaining in the quarter. And that was unfortunate for the Pirates. Would have been an acrobatic catch.
It looked like he had it. He really did, JJ.
Yeah, he really did. I thought he was going to come down with it, but he did late here, and then you see the ball kind of squirt out. You've got to maintain possession, as we've learned from the NFL what a catch is, which I'm not sure any of us really know exactly
Just
anymore.
go back to the Calvin Johnson rule.
You're right, exactly.
The challenge flag is on the field. We're going to keep it right here. We are hit the end of the first quarter. And this is being challenged by Amir Ismail, who's questioning whether he did have the ball for enough time.
After further review, the ruling on the field, touchdown.
Wow. He possessed the ball for enough time. And a touchdown for the Pirates. That's Marty Gilliard. Good pass by Sean Brackett, and a good effort by Gilliard to bring it down for enough time.
That throw right there where you're short, throwing into the wall, can make or break a career for a quarterback. Sean just put just enough touch on it, got it over the Jack linebacker, didn't throw his receiver over the wall, and then of course Gilliard makes a fantastic catch and holds it long enough there, which really Massachusetts needed. They needed to go touchdown for touchdown right now and match, especially with how good this Columbus defense has been all year.
4th touchdown of the season for Marty Gilliard. It was a terrific acquisition by the front office of the Pirates, led by Jawad Yatim, as Ali Mortada will attempt the extra point. Mortada, 5'8" kicker, 165 pounds, and now a fake as the flip to the end zone. Throw by the holder is intercepted. Tulial, the holder, trying to throw it, and it's picked off in the end zone. Picked off by Robert Caldwell. It was a bit of a awkward throw, and also a bad snap as well, as the whole installation was not good. But we have a timeout due to the end of the first quarter, so the Lions lead the Pirates 7-6 at the end of one. You're watching Pirates football on NESN and listening on 98.9 Nash Icon.
Arena football is back. The Massachusetts Pirates have kicked off their inaugural season, and tickets are on sale now. Come tailgate with the Pirates and enjoy great music, great food, and fun for the entire family. Then watch all the high-scoring, hard-hitting action and meet your favorite players after the game. Home games are played at the DCU Center in Worcester. Single-game tickets start as low as $10. To get game schedules, more info, and your ticket to summertime pro football, log on to masspiretsfootball.com today.
Hey, are you smart? Do you consider yourself the smartest amongst family and friends? Let me ask you a simple question. How old is your hot water heater and furnace? And have you had it checked lately? If not, I suggest you call Eastern Propane and Oil and do the smart thing. Make an appointment today. Einstein would be proud.
It's springtime in New England. Time to get the lawn mowers out and time to get the lawns looking good. Hey, since 1908, Aubuchon Hardware has been making your spring look good. Aubuchon Hardware, hey, happy spring.
Due to time constraints, we now pick up action in the second quarter, with the Lions leading 14-6.
So it goes back across midfield to the 24-yard line where it's 3rd and 11. 2 wides come to the near side, and Brown will circle to the near side as well in high motion, and he runs free. Here comes the rush. Brackett underneath route, sliding catch complete at the 11. Still on his feet is Gilliard to the goal line. Touchdown! Gilliard made a sliding catch and actually went underneath the coverage, so he was never touched. He can get back up and run into the end zone.
Brackett, again, nice job, steps up. Boy, it's close. And since it's a touchdown on the field, unless there's a different angle or something conclusive, I think they have another good opportunity here to hold on to this touchdown.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
It is a touchdown.
Columbus is being charged timeout.
His second touchdown of the game. That's touchdown catch number 5. Second TD pass today for Brackett. He now has 18 on the season.
Yeah, just can't speak enough to the heads-up play there from Gilliard. There was no hesitation once he slid. He didn't celebrate, he didn't get up and point first down. He just got up and realized that the play wasn't over.
Mortada on for an extra point. The kick on the way, and this one is good. And that makes the score 14-13, so the Pirates trail by a point with 6:32 to play.
Is that something you can teach, or is that just innate field recognition by a receiver, especially in the indoor game? A lot of guys might just stay on the turf and just say, hey, someone touched me, I'm down.
Yeah, I think a lot of coaches would preach this, but when they see what he just did there, and again, how quickly he got up and didn't hesitate at all.
Now the question is, would Mortada try for that deuce on the kickoff to get his team back out front?
We had 2 deuces last week.
This is true.
And he's got 5 this year, so I think Mortada is a threat. Why not? I mean, what's the downside?
You know, when Columbus is moving the ball, they are. If you miss, obviously it doesn't go to the 5, or you don't have an opportunity to stop them even shorter than that, like a touchback. It comes out to the 20. So you do give up a little bit of real estate there, about 15 yards, probably at least that. But it's really an interesting rule, and one that I kind of like. And I think for a coach, one of the things that people probably don't realize is you've got to make decisions on accepting penalties or when to challenge something. In this game, with the kicking game, there's a lot more that goes into the decision-making process. Do you try and make up for it now with the chance that you're going to give them basically 15 yards, you know, a decent percentage of the field, or do you just trust your defense and pin them back?
One thing the Pirates have not done this year is recover one of their own onside kicks. I don't think we see that here.
No, I don't think so either. But when does it become too early to chase points?
You know, when you're playing a good defense like this, you wonder about how many opportunities you're going to get. It may never be too early.
Mortada going for the deuce, and he's got it. And the Pirates take the lead.
Well, we must have a direct line to Coach Ishmael, and he heard the pros and cons of the decision to do it with 6:28 left in the second quarter there. So
what a kick.
Well.
Great kick by Mortada from right to left. He's got an amazing leg. I watched him during the pregame, and he just has a rocket. Ball booms off his leg. It makes this sound like one of your golf shots headed to the creek or the pond.
Yeah.
Definitely like that.
Yeah, that kick right there was much straighter than any golf shot I've had in the last 3 or 4 years.
That's why I don't play.
Except in the thin air of Denver, your hometown, where everybody looks like a scratch
That's why
golfer.
I forget my clubs anywhere around sea level.
The bonus is after the deuce, the offense has to start from the 5-yard line where it's 1st and 10.
Double bonus.
3-step drop. Here comes the pressure. Completed pass to the 5. And that is Hicks who makes the catch. Dantzler, first time we've called his name on the tackle.
What a stop it was. Tavares Dantzler, good momentum carrying forward to make a form tackle and wrap up the receiver.
And that's the first play we've really seen Massachusetts limit what Quavon Hicks has been doing. So a nice job, especially as they try and do it with the drive starter there, of limiting.
And how tough is it for a MAC linebacker to cover a fullback like that? Here is a quick toss up to the 6-yard line. Stiff arm still going and finally pushed out of bounds. Across the 15 is Forston.
A really good looking receiver there. And we've seen that a few times now where they just realize that he's a fairly big, strong wide receiver who probably is pretty dynamic with the ball in his hands. So just get it to him on a slip screen or a quick hitter there and let his size and his ability do the rest.
He was one of the top recruits in the country when he went to Florida State. And had 45 catches there in 2009, but then he got kicked out of school.
Good for 10 yards and a first down. Neal goes in motion. Quick toss to the left side for the fullback, and Hicks has stood up at the 20-yard line. And Dantzler again making the stop.
Well, that's the second time Columbus has brought that formation where it is trips 3 to his side, but they bring that slot receiver. Instead of putting him about 5 yards from the tackle, they actually brought him and almost had him hip to hip. He was standing right there. My guess is if we see that formation later, they've now tried to run a toss strong each time, we'll see some sort of trick play or something different.
Forston comes wide to the near side. 2 wide outs go to the left. In motion will be Deron Neal. Mason Espinosa. 3-step drop. Quick look. Forston makes the catch to the 25. Still going to the 20 to the 19-yard line before he's finally stood up. John Harley Tuliel was on the tackle and a little pushing and shoving after the whistle.
Forston takes his helmet off, and he's had a tendency to be a disruptor throughout his career, and we've seen a lot of extracurricular activities after the play, JJ, and Dantzler has made an impact on this drive, though, defensively for the Pirates, as we just saw him, along with Tuliel, stand up Forston.
Yeah, and they've done a really nice job. Forston's, he's a force to reckon with there, so they're using more than one guy, kind of the gang tackle mentality.
Neal's in motion. Handoff to the fullback. Hicks got to about the 16-yard line before he's sent back with Nick Hague. And a flag comes out after the play.
Yeah, it's good to see that we're making sure. I think the referees early on, we saw this a lot on the first drive. You don't mind the players being excited. You like that, but you've got to make sure you keep it under control, and you don't want anyone to get hurt there. So at some point, you've got to kind of keep this tailored down so that nobody makes any stupid decisions.
We got unsportsmanlike 97 on the defense. We got unsportsmanlike 10 on the offense. Penalties will offset. Second down.
Offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties has set the tone throughout the first half with 3:04 remaining and the Pirates leading 15-14. Quavon Hicks is the type of runner, though, Mick. If he gets past that first level, he's just going to put his shoulders down and burrow forward for 3 or 4 more yards.
It's going to take more than one defensive back to slow him down, that's for sure.
Yes.
Going to need some help. 2nd and 6 at the 16, and jailbreak. Look out. Nick Hague says there was motion on the offensive front. That's why he jumped and was in the backfield well before the snap. All depends on which way the referee saw. All false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd and 11 at the 21-yard line. High motion, Tristan Purifoy. Works on the near side. They try to loft one to him. He makes a diving catch near the goal line. It's a touchdown for Tristan Purifoy. That'll be his 2nd touchdown catch of the season.
Nice job by Tristan getting outside. And then Espinosa, that's a prototypical arena throw where you 1, 2, 3, you're even falling back, which mechanically is something you probably shouldn't really teach or shouldn't do, but you just give enough air on it, and a nice job there by
trailing in coverage was Keontae Northington, and pretty much defenseless, though, because as you mentioned, a terrific acrobatic catch and a great route by Purifoy, and a teardrop throw by Espinosa.
It's almost like you don't want to interfere, although there's a challenge flag out, so now Amir Ismail is going to maybe challenge the touchdown catch, or if he actually was touched before he rolled into the end zone. It was very close to the goal line regardless.
This will be our 3rd challenge of the first half 61 seconds remaining.
And Purefoy does look like he hangs on to this one. Again, on the field, called a touchdown.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
It is a touchdown, as we thought.
Massachusetts will be charged a timeout.
So the Pirates are charged with a timeout, but the touchdown stands once again for Purefoy. That is his second touchdown grab of the season. Kick on the way for the extra point, and this one is no good. And the score remains 20-15. All right, here's one of those things, JJ, and I'm sure your teams used to do this. You know you're going to get the football if you're Columbus to start the third quarter because you won the toss and you deferred. You're up by 5. Do you try the onside kick, and if you don't make it, maybe try to hold serve for a minute?
Most coaches, depending on your timeout situation, will tell you yes, because you want to end where you are now, possession for possession.
Well, it's a bounce kick that's going to roll the length of the field, so it does go 50 yards. It is picked up by McNeil, and he's thrown back to the goal line, so it's going to be at about the 2 for the Mass Pirates.
And Greg Hall brought him down. A great special teams tackle.
To your point there, Mick, I think with as good as Columbus, the defense has been, knowing you're getting the ball coming out of halftime, you probably go ahead and say, we're going to kick it. Hopefully we get good coverage there, which they did, and make them go the length of the field in under a minute.
55 seconds, and the clock not moving. The only thing moving here is a quick toss to London Crawford, who makes the catch up to the 10-yard line. That's going to be good for 7 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 3.
This time the clock didn't move at all when it was supposed to move. Inside of 1 minute, unlike other possessions, the clock is supposed to stop and start.
Under a minute, this becomes what folks are accustomed to. Out of bounds, incompletions, the clock stops, in play, it should keep going.
Brown in motion. 4-step drop, quick toss underneath, complete to Gilliard, who makes the catch at the 24-yard line. Good enough for a first down with 32 seconds remaining.
Chris Pickett, a rugged tackle, but Gilliard roaming free, and that's surprising to me. JJ, don't they have to mix up their coverages to make sure that they get the middle, deep end of the field covered?
And they tried to. I think what they were banking on there was that they were going to, on a 5-step drop, get to the quarterback with their defensive line, but a great job by the Mass offensive line giving Sean time. He had time there to take 5 steps and even hop for a quick second there, wait for Gilliard to clear from the other side of the field on a slant.
Going to reset the clock, 3 more seconds, up to 29 seconds. Crawford goes in motion. He'll be on the right side. Brackett with a 3-step drop, steps up in a pocket as time comes to the near sideline, complete to Brown at the 15, to the 10, still going to the 5, close to the goal line. Did he get in? They're going to mark him down at about the 1-yard line. Well, now they're bringing it back to about the 6.
They said he hit the barrier and was out of bounds, but man, is he elusive in the open field. An electrifying presence, quick feet like Rattlrink on the dance floor.
There you go.
Well, speaking of dance around, nice job by Sean Brackett, but a really nice job, as you see, he steps up and doesn't just look on the right side of the field where he got flushed to. He found his receiver all the way over there, so he saw the whole field there.
19 yards. Brackett reconnecting with Brown.
17 seconds to go. 1st and goal at the 6. Crawford goes in motion. Single coverage on him. They're looking his way. Down the middle. It's picked off on the goal line. Intercepted and run all the way back, and Brackett makes the tackle at the 15-yard line. That was Chris Pickett coming up with his first interception of the season, and the drive stops with 7 seconds to go.
Well, unfortunately, this was reminiscent of week 1. You bring the receiver to the open side of the field, single him up, and right there London had a 2-way go. He could either run a quick fade or a slant. He runs a slant. What you have to be cognizant of there as the quarterback is the linebacker coming underneath it, so you got to usually wait for him to clear to the back. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and give Sean a little bit of credit for running down there, not just letting him run for an easy interception for a touchdown, and making a nice tackle.
Laying the wood.
Yeah.
On Chris Pickett. Now, is that a choice route
that
by
is.
Crawford?
Yeah, they'll call that an option or a choice, and he had the choice there to either run a quick little fade, and so we were basically run to the wall on the side there, or to slip inside, as they say, go on a quick slant And really the area that you want to try and hit there is the back wall right underneath the goalpost, because again, you've got to let him clear the linebacker even if he beats the cornerback.
30-yard return on the interception by Chris Pickett at the goal line. 1st and 10 for the Lions. And here's a quick toss. It's going to be an option pass, and it goes incomplete as Neal took the toss, a lateral pass, and then tried to go down the field. And there are going to be 2 seconds left.
And this will give them an opportunity to attempt a field goal.
Yes, it will. Lions trying to add to their 5-point lead. High snap, placement down, kick on the way, and this one looks pretty good, and it is as time winds out. A 35-yard field goal by Lindsey Wolf gives the Lions a 23-15 lead as we get to halftime.
An 8-point lead for the Lions at halftime. So we should have an interesting second half as the Pirates try to go to 4-1. The Lions are 2-0. Good first half at the DCU Center in Worcester. We'll come back for our halftime entertainment. You're watching Pirates football on NESN and listening on 98.9 Nash Icon.
Massachusetts Pirates football is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Arena football is back. The Massachusetts Pirates have kicked off their inaugural season and tickets are on sale now. Come tailgate with the Pirates and enjoy great music, great food, and fun for the entire family. Then watch all the high-scoring, hard-hitting action and meet your favorite players after the game. Home games are played at the DCU Center in Worcester. Single-game tickets start as low as $10. To get game schedules, more info, and your ticket to Summertime Pro Football, log on to masspiratesfootball.com today.
Are you plagued with pain? Feel uncomfortable doing normal everyday things? At InBalance Chiropractic and Wellness, we strive to keep you in optimal health. Through the use of chiropractic care, massage therapy, and lifestyle therapy, our focus is on improving individual lives to become more active and vibrant. Your health is our #1 concern. We practice to help you reach your goals. Our specialty is keeping your body in balance.
And welcome back to the halftime show at the DCU Center in Worcester with J.J. Rodderink and Mick Monninghoff. I'm John Perrell. Good to have you with us. Entertaining first half as the Columbus Lions lead 23-15. J.J., as we take a look at the first half highlights, good start for Mass, but you know what? Momentum was gained by the Lions pretty quickly.
Yeah, right away Marty Gilliard had both touchdowns for Massachusetts. This is a great throw by Sean Brackett and a great catch. This one was reviewed, but I think they made the right call. I think he possessed it long enough. And then the heads-up play by Gilliard here. Great job by Brackett moving around right away. Knows he wasn't touched, gets up. And then, like you said, to finish it off with the defensive back hanging on him like that, really impressive. And really some things that they're going to have to do in the second half here, especially trailing by 8.
And Mick, it's a sturdy defense for the Lions, an aggressive unit as well. That's something that we've seen throughout. They're not afraid to lay the wood.
No, not at all. And they also forced Brackett into an interception in that first half, although Sean had a pretty good first half when he went 10 of 13 for 100 yards. So the numbers looked pretty good with the 2 touchdowns, but that interception was costly because it did turn into 3 points right at the end of the half.
So coming back for the second half, can the Pirates mount a comeback? 23-15 Lions at halftime on NESN.
Arena football is back. The Massachusetts Pirates have kicked off their inaugural season and tickets are on sale now. Come tailgate with the Pirates and enjoy great music, great food, and fun for the entire family. Then watch all the high-scoring, hard-hitting action and meet your favorite players after the game. Home games are played at the DCU Center in Worcester. Single-game tickets start as low as $10. To get game schedules, more info, and your ticket to Summertime Pro Football, log on to masspiratesfootball.com today.
Are you plagued with pain? Feel uncomfortable doing normal everyday things? At InBalance Chiropractic and Wellness, we strive to keep you in optimal health. Through the use of chiropractic care, massage therapy, and lifestyle therapy, our focus is on improving individual lives to become more active and vibrant. Your health is our #1 concern. We practice to help you reach your goals. Our specialty is keeping your body in balance.
And welcome back for the start of the second half in Worcester, as the Pirates trail the Lions 23-15. The Pirates will kick it off from left to right. Ali Mortada will tee it up from the goal line with the Pirates in their navy blue jerseys. It hits the scoreboard, and that's the first time we've seen that during the game. Good air time, hang time by Mortada.
It's the first I've seen it.
20-yard line, not the best field position if you're a Pirate defender.
Yeah, Columbus has been pretty fortunate with their starting field positions throughout the game, not really backed up in their own end zones.
Columbus quarterback Mason Espinoza out of Ohio Wesleyan. Right-handed thrower, back to throw at the 15, unloads it, caught far side, past the 20 and past midfield to the 24. Quick catch by Deron Neal, and he got planted. Heavy hit was made by Eddie Norrells, the defensive back out of Toledo, Ohio.
This has been a physical game. I mean, when these guys have tackled, no one has been taken to the ground lightly. This has really been kind of what it's lived up to as far as a battle for first place.
With the Lions leading 23-15, just underway second half. Toss sweep left. Quavon Hicks finding some room past the 20 to the 18. He was a tough customer in the first half, a dynamic fullback for them. Gets hit at the barrier by Eddie Norrells and Nick Haig, but not before he gains more positive yardage.
It's going to place him for a first down across the 20-yard line. It's that little toss to the left. And JJ, even though they saw that in the first half, it's still been effective here as they start half number 2.
That was the same formation that we talked about where they bring the third receiver and bring him a lot closer to the tackle there. I thought maybe we'd see something different, but still a toss strong.
Forston is the man in high motion. Espinoza back to throw to the end zone for Forston. Tangled up by Eddie Norrells. It's going to be pass interference, multiple flags. Forston was open in the back of the end zone, but then he ran into Norrells, who was playing deep coverage. Now Norrells limps off the field. And problematic for the Mass Pirates defense.
I think what happened there is that Norrells
10-yard penalty, first down.
Injured himself, maybe turned an ankle, realized he was not going to be able to stay in coverage, so you might as well just pull him down.
Yeah. Espinoza here again gives his big receiver a chance in the back part of the end zone, but Norrells, again, depending on when that injury was, you've got a big wide receiver like Forts in there. You're one-on-one early in the half here. You don't want to give up an easy touchdown like that, so sometimes you are better off just go ahead and committing the foul.
First down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. First down, goal to go for the Lions with 13-18 remaining in the third quarter as they move right to left.
Glad to see they didn't put Demetrius Neal in the middle there. Demetrius McNeil, excuse me, in the middle right away.
Deep drop by Espinoza, flips it, caught by Hicks in the flat, past the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown, Quavon Hicks.
Somebody that big should not be that athletic. What a fantastic move. Really thought he was dead to rights there about the 5-yard line. Thought it was going to be a nice open field tackle, especially since he had his back to the defensive back. And then has the wherewithal right away here, catches it, and then does a nice job knowing right here and slips him. Well, welcome into the game, Demetrius McNeil, when you've got to tackle someone like Quavon Hicks. Not an easy job.
Second touchdown of the night for Hicks, the former Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Dicey snap, kick up by Lindsey Wolf, and good. Good hold by Mason Espinoza after the snap was errant.
He had to dig it out and spin the football before, as the kick was on its way.
Yeah, that was
well
done.
I think his fingerprint is on every piece of that football there, watching how much he flipped it around.
The Pirates await the kickoff. Lindsey Wolf will tee it up from the goal line. And Demetrius McNeil from Auburn, a couple yards deep in the end zone, awaiting the kickoff.
McNeil had like a 45-yard field goal return earlier this year. No one has taken a kickoff back yet, so that'd be a good time.
No kickoff from right to left. Columbus in their white jerseys with the blue helmets. This is a line drive kick, a warm burner. And on the near side board gets by Demetrius McNeil into the end zone.
They say it went out of bounds at the about the 2. So by rule, it's going to come out to the 5-yard line.
Well, had he fielded that one cleanly, the Red Sox would have a backup third baseman on their hands because that was a real tough hop for Demetrius McNeil.
Well, that also would have been territory for the first uno of the year because it would have been touched in the field of play and then loose in the end zone. So he would have had to brought it out of that end zone. If they would have caught him behind the line, you're looking at another point for the Lions.
It's not the card game from your great youth. It is the point that you get if you do not bring the ball out of the end zone. And now flags everywhere. It's going to be illegal procedure against the Pirates.
False start, 72.
Lewis came out of the stance just a little too early.
Tight end Cornelius Lewis is in the Colts mini camp. Also Jacksonville and Tampa Bay. 6'4", 305. Arena football, if you're just tuning in, the tight end has to declare before every snap, right?
He has to declare by raising his hand when they break the huddle, and he's also saying he's an eligible receiver.
Man in high motion, Devin Brown, a screen, and caught past the 5-yard line to the 8-yard line. Good catch by Levon Pearson, who had to hang on as he got engulfed. As the rules of the game, high motion offense, another unique twist. You mentioned the O-lineman must declare he's the tight end, and no stunting or twisting on defense. And that A-gap, you cannot blitz outside the A-gap.
No, and you'll see that a lot where sometimes it's really no fault. The defensive lineman will get kind of washed down, and the A-gap all of a sudden disappears, and the linebacker who's blitzing has no choice but to go outside, but that will be considered an illegal defense.
Lions leading 30-15 with 11:08 remaining in the third quarter. More flags. Brackett in the end zone is tackled. What will the flags bring as Brackett gets planted by Corey Crawford?
Offsides, defense, number 73.
There's a reason why
second
he
down.
got flushed because it was offsides against the Lions. Corey Crawford, we haven't said his name much, but he had a great college career at Clemson. 320 pounds, high motor player, a prototype Clemson defensive lineman, athletic, quick off the snap, and outstanding recognition.
Yeah, and we just saw that. He showcased it right there. I was a little surprised that they let the play develop. Usually as a quarterback, you like the free shot on something like that, but when you got Corey Crawford chasing you, you're okay with a whistle.
Deep drop by Brackett, airs it out to the near side right, but it's picked off. Intercepted by Columbus in the open field past the 20 to the 25, now to the 23-yard line. Tyler Stevenson with the interception. His first of the year, the defensive back out of Baylor. As Brackett threw it up for grabs. 10:31 remaining in the third quarter, and the Lions have more momentum.
Well, though I wasn't there in the communication with Coach Payton and Sean Brackett, they tried to run Devin Brown on the backside motion, and what they had been getting, Columbus had taken the safety over the top. They had 2 DBs short. They were telling him the outside receiver of the field probably was going to win on a go route there.
So a first down inside midfield for the Lions. Moving right to left, man in motion. Jarmon Forston, pump fake by Espinoza, fires far corner right and incomplete. Bobbled attempt of the catch by Tristan Purifoy, who got a touchdown in the first half. Coverage by Keontae Northington. A lockdown corner for the Pirates.
Well, Columbus there was hoping to fake the quick screen, get Massachusetts thinking that it's first down. They're just trying to get a quick hitter like they've been doing on most of their drives, get the DBs to drive up and throw one over the top. But nice job by the whole secondary, especially Northington, making sure he stayed step for step with Purifoy.
Purifoy will be the man in high motion. Now another deep drop by Espinoza. Good catch on the far side right by Deron Neal. Hits the barrier at the 12. Northington knocked him out of bounds, but good operation again by Mason Espinoza, who has tremendous confidence taking the deep drops, JJ.
Yeah, he really is, but this is the throw. This is the one that can be the differentiator for quarterbacks. throwing it over the jack. You've got the DB who's either going to undercut or trail it. It's got to be very precise. I talked to Coach Ishmael earlier before the game, and he said they actually like covering that as a secondary, does Massachusetts, because they know that their jack is going to make the quarterback make a perfect throw, which Espinoza did there.
His touch has been on. Now a handoff around the right end to Quavon Hicks, who gets stymied at the 11. Good tenacity by the Pirates defense, tracking him down. Nick Hague. Also around the edge was Pascal Vacchio. But they like the inside handoff to the right and left edge.
I would like the handoff with Quavon Hicks. If he was behind me, I would figure out different ways to get him the ball, which Coach Gibson and the Columbus Lions have done a nice job of.
You're seeing that more of Bill Vaval now coming up on the defensive front. He's one of the strongest players. Maybe they're hoping for just a little bit of a overpowering rush here.
2nd down and 8 from the 10 of the Pirates as the Lions lead 30-15. Back to throw to the end zone and broken up by Keontae Northington in the right corner, intended for Jarmon Forston. That pass was errant by Espinoza. Didn't get there quickly enough.
No, and Northington does a nice job here of really reading this. He knew that Forston was trying to cross his face, trying to just beat him with his size there, and he did a great job. He really put himself in position to be almost the intended receiver. Forston had to turn into the DB there, play a little defense.
So it's 3rd down and 8 from the 10. Man in motion, Deron Neal. Straight back to pass, Espinoza, screen caught, far side right by Forston, reaching the ball out. Did he fumble at the 5-yard line at the wall? Pirates indicating it's their ball, and yes it is. A fumble by Forston. There will be a challenge flag out. Red challenge flag is on the field. But a swarming Pirates defense capitalizing, coming up with a loose ball. And it was Nick Hague, hometown boy from Worcester, coming up with it.
So many times, and there's a flag as Hague took the ball and kind of spun it. And I don't know if they're going to call him from unsportsmanlike or not. But so many times wideouts get so caught up in trying to stretch for that extra yard that they expose the ball, they expose themselves.
Yeah, this will be one that Forston will probably, this will be a very good learning tool for he and the rest of the receiving corps, because you just have to know you don't
ruling on the field.
At the end of the game,
Zach, we have a catch by Columbus, a fumble recovered by the defense. That ruling is being challenged by Columbus.
All right, so you have Nate Isles. Now the player was falling down and then reaching out when the ball came loose. He did not hit the wall. So odds are they won't have enough to overturn it, and it looks like you may have the first turnover of the game.
Yeah, I think it's the Pirates' ball.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. 1st down, Massachusetts will have a 10-yard penalty.
So Pirates come up with it. Play on the field, the call on the field holds. And it will be Pirates football. They'll have the ball at the 7-yard line, their own 7. At least for the moment. Let's see where they mark it off now. Now it's going up to the 14.
Well, that's because of the penalty.
That's right. Add the penalty in. And a first down from the Pirates' 14-yard line with 7:15 left in the 3rd. So talk about what they need to do now, JJ, to keep this drive going.
Score. They really need this. Massachusetts absolutely does need a score here, and mixing in the motions to maybe get Devin Brown singled up.
And a batted pass. Good job by big Corey Crawford, the man we just talked about, 6'5", 320. Got the big hand up and batted it away.
And a lot of times on 1st down, a lot of teams like to go 3-step and get the ball in and out. They try and throw hitches or slants to the strong side. You'll see defensive ends not even rush, or they won't even really engage with the tackle. they'll just get their hands up. But to your point, John, of what they should do, I like that they mix up the motions and try and use Devin Brown's speed out of a stationary if you feel good about your protection.
He's kind of the prototype man in motion, but Gilliard was that one, and now Crawford has it on the near side barrier, whacked by Stevenson. Tyler Stevenson has had an impressive second half. So a short gain. Brackett to Landon Crawford, who was a decorated receiver in college at Arkansas. He's been a well-traveled himself, appearing in many NFL training camps, including the Houston Texans and Jacksonville. So 3rd down and 6 for the Pirates 18, moving left to right. Deep drop by Brackett, throw across the middle. It's caught by Crawford on the near side wall. He gets hit by Griswold, but a first down, Massachusetts, inside midfield. Good throw by Sean Brackett.
Really a nice throw, good clean pocket. Gave him time again to take 5 steps, take a quick little hitch right here, as you'll see. And again, Devin Brown going in motion, that's going to go ahead and move the defensive back. Every time they've done it, they've gone to a 2-deep look. You're going to have some people that are open underneath. If you get that kind of protection, Sean's going to be able to make those throws all day.
Plenty of time for Brackett. First down at the 23 of Columbus. Devin Brown is the man in motion. Another deep drop. Brackett holding, firing to the end zone for Brown, but it's deflected out of bounds. And the defender goes in to the stands for a moment. Great deflection by Chris Pickett. Athletic move covering Devin Brown. There is a flag down, though.
Yeah, Sean takes a shot here. They finally took that first shot at Devin there.
Illegal defense on Robert Caldwell, linebacker for the Lions.
Yeah. So nothing lost there, and good that they tried to get it into Devin. That's where he's the most effective, when you can use his speed to run by. And we saw it right there. Defensive back was even inside, but he still was able to run by him. But a nice job there by Chris Pickett on getting back and knocking that ball out of bounds. 2
receivers to the left, Gilliard and Crawford. Now Brackett loses the ball, comes up with it, scampers past the 15 to the 10, and now to the 9. Sean Brackett, nice field vision and acuity as well to grab the loose ball.
Now my question is, was his arm going forward? Let's take a look at the replay, because if his arm goes forward, didn't see the entire thing from the snap. It looked like a pass to himself almost.
Brett Favre would be proud. His first completion to himself.
A modified version of the tuck rule.
Yeah.
Which is near and dear to New England's heart.
We might get another look right here, JJ.
Let's see if he was going forward.
It kind of fell out of his hands as he brought his arm.
That's a little bit of gray area.
Now a dart thrown to the end zone and a touchdown. Brackett to Marty Gilliard, or check that, Levon Pearson with a touchdown. Touchdown Pirates. And a great throw by Brackett. Pearson open in the end zone. Dig route. And it's a 9-point Lions lead pending the extra point. Ali Mortada out of the hold of Tuliao. And this one is good. 8-point lead for the Lions. They capitalize. The Pirates capitalize on the turnover. What did we say? It was a momentum burster for Columbus. 3:24 remaining in the third, and it's a new ball game. Brackett, 19 touchdown passes on the season. Out of Columbia, played last year with the Washington Valor of the Arena League. 3rd touchdown pass of the day for Brackett. I know he's enjoying the experience playing for Massachusetts. You've talked to him about that, and he feels like he's still developing.
Yeah, I think he is, and I think the nice thing is for Sean, that ceiling is awfully high. He's only going to get better, especially with more experience, especially with more game time. As he gets comfortable with this team, with the offense, the terminology, it's going to be a lot of exciting things for Massachusetts.
Mortada deep to the wall. Neal has trouble with it, didn't bring it out. Deron Neal hitting the end zone.
Now,
that's going to be an Uno.
It should be an Uno.
You need to bring the ball out of the end zone. If you're hitting the end zone, attempting to bring it out, it is 1 point.
And here comes the call from Tony Marcella. It was a live ball. It is the 1-point Uno. You couldn't hear him make the call, but it's a live ball as it's touched, and he never brings it out of the end zone. Here's your first 1-point score of the season for the Pirates.
We've been waiting for it. Who's got Uno?
This is why in arena football, you've got to stay up to date, and you never want to turn or go to get a hot dog. You want to stay and make sure you watch every minute of it.
So from the 5-yard line, pass is complete on the far side as Northington makes the stop on Tristan Purifoy. With 2:55 remaining in the third quarter.
Let's see what we're setting up here.
That was a 8-yard gain.
That was starting to look like a trick where, you know, you have 3 cups. Where's the ball underneath? They were switching the balls there.
As Mason Espinoza under center on 2nd down and 2. Screen to the near side left, caught by Forston, who gallops to the 16-yard line. Good hit.
Yeah, and we've seen that play multiple times where they just try and get in there quickly. As the games progress, Massachusetts has done a nice job of rallying to that and making sure that that's about as much as he gets is about where he catches it.
McNeil makes the stick for the Pirates. 2:15 remaining in the third quarter. So Espinoza trying to matriculate them down the field. Man in high motion is Neal. Out of screen to Purifoy. Lowers the shoulder and gets stymied at the 20. More heavy hitting by the Pirates. Loose ball. Northington comes up with it, but they say he was down at the wall at the 20-yard line. How about the gang tackling, though, by Massachusetts?
They have been active since the very beginning of the game, and I think that's benefited them certainly on the last possession. We saw the turnover with that many guys around the ball. And I think Columbus is going to try and get a playoff here before there's any sort of challenge, or at least for a defensive switch.
That's what they're trying to do. 2nd down and 10 from the 21-yard line. Screen to the right, caught by Forston. He gains about 3 or 4 yards before he gets stifled on the far side wall by Demetrius McNeil, who's come in for the injured Norrells. So 70 seconds remaining in the third, and the Lions leading the Pirates 30-22. Good to have you with us on NESN and 98.9 Nash Icon. John Perrell with J.J. Raderink and Mitch Monninghoff. The clock continues to run past the final minute of the third quarter. Ball at the 24-yard line, 3rd down and 2 as the Lions move right to left.
And this is a big 3rd down here. Massachusetts could really use a stop.
Neal is in motion. Short drop by Espinoza. Fires, caught by Neal. Flag down at the 14-yard line. Push. And it's going to be an indication against the Lions as Neal made the first down, but it's all coming back with 35.8 seconds remaining in the third.
Yeah, this one, again, this is tough when you ask your middle safety on Hardy Tulau to cover somebody in high motion. He's got all that room to work. As you see, the big thing there for Duran Neal where he got himself in trouble was extending the arms. You don't extend, you might get away with it, but as soon as you put those out, you're going to be in trouble. Pretty easy to call.
Coming up in the fourth quarter, we'll be joined by Orlandis Harris, former Massachusetts Pirate, as Espinoza at midfield makes the completion. Another big hit by the Pirates as John Hardy Tulau on the receiver. Tristan Purifoy did a good job to hang on to the ball at midfield. It's going to be the final play of the third quarter. But a good third quarter for the Pirates. They're back in the game, now trailing 30-22. Should be an excellent fourth We'll be joined by Orlandis Harris, who just signed with the CFL. Come back and join him. Coming up at the DCU Center, Columbus 30 and Massachusetts 23. They finally gave him the Uno.
Yes.
The Uno was finally added. We were waiting for it, and now it's a 7-point ball game. So it's the Lions 30 and the Pirates 23. You're watching Pirates football on NESN and listening on 98.9 Nash Icon.
Arena football is back. The Massachusetts Pirates have kicked off their inaugural season and tickets are on sale now. Come tailgate with the Pirates and enjoy great music, great food, and fun for the entire family. Then watch all the high-scoring, hard-hitting action and meet your favorite players after the game. Home games are played at the DCU Center in Worcester. Single-game tickets start as low as $10. To get game schedules, more info, and your ticket to summertime pro football, log on to masspiretsfootball.com today.
Are you plagued with pain? Feel uncomfortable doing normal everyday things? At Inbalance Chiropractic and Wellness, we strive to keep you in optimal health. Through the use of chiropractic care, massage therapy, and lifestyle therapy, our focus is on improving individual lives to become more active and vibrant. Your health is our #1 concern. We practice to help you reach your goals. Our specialty is keeping your body in balance.
Welcome back here. Start of the fourth quarter. A big 4th down and short. Call it 4th and 2. Football at the 23-yard line. And a deep toss to the end zone. It hits the back of the defender. Incomplete. Good coverage on the play by John Hardy-Tullier.
Really
and
good
the pass
coverage.
Falls incomplete.
Really good coverage. And Massachusetts just pressed right across the board here. I thought Espinoza probably could have pulled up on 3, but he took the full 5. Tulau, good job getting back there, making sure that he stayed underneath that coverage there and making sure he didn't interfere, especially it's tough when you're pressed like that and he's just going to be on a go route.
Want to tell the fans that Orlandis Harris, senior, joins us here in the booth momentarily. Here's the Pirates get the football back. Orlandis, going to ask you about your tryout with Saskatchewan in the Canadian Football League, and we'll get your answer right after this play as we're looking at a 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line for Sean Brackett and company. 3 wides to the near side, and now Brown goes in motion to the right with single coverage on him. Brackett, 3-step drop underneath, complete. That's Pearson who makes the catch and down at the 16-yard line. So tell us about the sign of the contract with Saskatchewan.
Yeah, I actually went down 2 weeks ago, and I was invited down to mini camp by the head coach, Chris Jones. And I didn't know I was playing defensive back until I actually got into my room, and I asked my roommates what position they were playing. But I actually signed a contract, and I'll be going there on the 18th to play with Saskatchewan.
2nd and 3, 17-yard line. Brown goes in motion. Brackett with a 3-step drop down the middle, complete. That's Marty Gilliard who makes the catch down to the 9-yard line.
Orlandis really had a nice opportunity here in Massachusetts. How difficult is it knowing you're going to get to go, but the guys here that you kind of start to build a rapport with to watch the game, you're healthy, you still could play. Is it difficult? Is it exciting? What's it like to watch these guys when you're in street clothes here?
I would say a little bit of both. It's very difficult because I built a relationship with a lot of these guys on and out the field, and it's hard to just watch and not play, but ultimately that's what we play for, is to move up to the CFL.
Here's a handoff to London Crawford, and he carries the football 8 yards into the end zone for a touchdown. The Pirates have scored. They are down by 1. And he throws a bunch of dollar bills into the stand.
Orlandis, I gotta ask, are those real or is that Monopoly money?
No, that's real money right there.
Ooh.
That's real money.
Is this something he does in practice all the time, or is this something we can get in on?
Yeah, that's something you can get in on.
Okay.
I actually came up with that, but he actually did it before me. So
And when you came up with it, who supplied the money?
I think his ATM.
Okay, it was his account.
Yeah, it's his account.
So Crawford with the touchdown. Here is the extra point by Mortada to tie the game. The kick on the way, and this one is good. The extra point goes through the uprights. We have 12 minutes and 2 seconds to play, and we are tied at 30 all.
I think we all deserve a little credit. We're going to pat ourselves on the back because we called it after the Forston turnover. We said that it would be a momentum burster for them, and the Pirates were likely to capitalize because it's just the nature of arena football.
Absolutely, and they did a great job of taking advantage of it.
Mortada's attempt at a deuce goes wide, well wide to the right. It'll be a touchback. So you're looking at a 1st and 10 now at the 20-yard line.
I'll tell you one thing, these kickoffs have never been more exciting. Of all the different things that can transpire, it used to just be an exciting run back or maybe a good block. But now with the opportunity to score in a variety of ways, I don't think anyone should leave their seat at all or turn away from the TV when that ball is on the tee.
No, not at all.
Darrell Render comes on to play defensive end. Kalen Burnett lines up over the center. J.D. Griggs is on the right.
And if you're bringing Darrell Render off the bench, you are deep on the defensive line.
There you go. Back to throw. Espinosa with time has Purifoy wide open at the 10. Cuts back to a 14. Still going. Gets back to the 10, to the 9, about the 8-yard line before he's finally brought down by Nick Hague.
Good job by Espinosa here. He gets good protection, but Massachusetts falls into a 2-deep zone. You've got the backside receiver in that coverage with that route concept. He's really your most viable option. And then after that, Tristan Purifoy must be training for a half marathon or something because he just went a long ways for just a couple more yards. But a good job working up the wall by him.
A couple missed tackles too, and that hindered the cause for the Pirates defense.
Absolutely.
Goes for 22 yards. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line for the Lions. 3-step drop, and it's intercepted. Kalen Burnett jumped in front and picked it off. Looks like they were trying to go to the fullback, Hicks, and Burnett picked it off.
2 impressive things on that. One was Burnett, defensive lineman, catching it. And he does a nice job here. He reads this, sees that it's a screen, doesn't get his head ducked down, doesn't fall for the block. But then after that, Coach Amir Ishmael picked up Burnett and started carrying him off the field there. So,
and also Jawad Yatim, the president of the team, just greeted him on the sideline with a nice bear hug. But you won't find an easier interception. Look what I found. It was nice dropping back into coverage, kind of disguising it as a bandit type to drop back and pick it up. First interception of his career.
Wow.
And first interception of the season for Espinosa. Certainly, you'd think you're probably going to throw one at some point. You don't intend it to be to a defensive lineman.
So it comes with 10:39 to play in the ball game. It derails a 1st and goal at the 8. The Pirates now take over deep in their own territory. 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line. Brown goes in motion. Quick toss to Crawford, and he turns it into about a 7-yard gain on the far side of the field.
I think they were fortunate here. Sean, knowing that they were going to have a quick bubble screen, wanted to get the ball out quickly. Looked like he had just a little bit of trouble with the snap there. He seemed to kind of recoup it as it was low to the ground, but a good job getting it out.
It was a shot put-like attempt by Sean Brackett. His best Al order. It's the only shot putter I know. So some of you have no idea who that is.
You're one up on me on shot putters now for sure.
Olympic shot putters for 500, please.
Alex, there's one in Pennsylvania who got a silver not too many years ago, but I can't remember his name. Anyway,
I think it might have been Al order on the discus, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Both of them are very tough to do. I know I can't do either of them.
2nd and 4, 16-yard line. Brackett with a 3-step drop. He is going deep. Gilliard wide open, but he overthrew him. It's incomplete. Didn't miss him by much.
No, and Massachusetts has really come up with different ways. Every time we've said it over and over that Devin Brown has gone in motion, they've gone to this zone. Well, they single him up to the field. You leave this corner open here, and it's a great play call by Coach Payton. And Sean tried to let it go early, just had a little bit of pressure there. If he would have just had another half a second there, I'm fairly confident he would have hit Gilliard right in stride.
Is that the one when you're lying in bed at night, you're thinking, I can't believe I just did not hit him?
That's the one that you're lying in bed 10 years from now still reminiscing about.
Wow. 3rd and 4.
Not that you would know.
Not that I have sleepless nights on plays like that.
16-yard line. Brown comes in motion once again. He's going down the middle, and they go underneath for the first down to Crawford. Has it by about 3 extra yards up to the 23-yard line.
I like the effort to get Crawford more involved. I was wondering where he was in the first half. Concentrated effort by Anthony Payton for him to become more involved, right?
I think they did. I think they knew that they were going to get another zone coverage, and they were going to have Crawford open on the wall there, the short side of the field. Good job by the offensive line giving Sean time, and he used his eyes to kind of push everything off and then hit Crawford when he's all alone. Got a little bit more room to run.
Marty Gilliard comes wide to the near side. 8:10 on the clock. The game is tied at 30. And underneath route to Gilliard, complete to the 20-yard line and down at the 19. That was Robert Sands who came in to make the tackle.
One of the things you just mentioned there, John, was that they finally have got London Crawford a little bit more involved. Well, now that he's getting the rhythm, he showed what he can do with the ball in his hands when he had the handoff. You worry about what he can do, and his resume speaks for itself. So when he goes in motion, they drop the front side corner thinking maybe he's going to help on a corner route or a short sail. And that leaves all that room for Gilliard there. He's the recipient on that. And so Sean, nice job, just a one step to get it out and get it in his hands.
Rackett gives a quick look to Brown. Now sends his man in motion. That is Crawford. Rackett looking down the middle, complete to Crawford, makes the catch at about the 11-yard line. And finally shoved out of bounds by Chris Pickett.
Yeah, Hall over there too. Greg Hall, defensive end linebacker, MAC linebacker out of Auburn. I think they've done a good job, JJ, neutralizing the heart, the fulcrum of the Lions defense. That middle of the defense has not been as effective as they were in the first half.
No, they certainly haven't. The offensive line has done a really nice job. About the only play in the second half in recent memory that I can say was the one that we just saw with Gilliard, where they got a little bit of pressure and we see what happens.
1st and 10 at the 12. That ball knocked down, incomplete. It is Crawford once again who got a big hand on it. Second time he's derailed a pass here today.
He's a power forward masquerading as a defensive lineman, and I think he's coached to get those hands up.
I think he is, and he's, when you've got you know, the arm length that he does and the hand size that he does, you've got room for error even. And when you coach someone to take away those quick hitters like that, his chance for success is pretty good.
All right, JJ, I'm going to put you to the test. It was on a situation like this when they tried a route down the middle for Crawford not that long ago that was intercepted, derailed a big drive. Let's see where they come up here. Brown goes in motion. Brackett looking down the middle and nobody there, incomplete.
Yeah, and this is something that as time goes, Devin Brown tried to do, he tried to give basically what we call a post corner post. So he's trying to do with the DB. Sean, I think, thought he might just break it off early because the defensive back was falling in the end zone, not as much room to run it. If they have a little bit more time, you see that in another 2 or 3 weeks, there's a chance that they get on the same page a lot quicker, and Devin just takes it right away.
And you don't, Mick, want to target Kyle Griswood. He led the NAL in interceptions last year. Converted wide receiver out of Duke who has great hands.
3rd and 10 at the 12-yard line. Brackett has the first down to the far side. Well, I believe it's not a first down, but he made the catch over the 10. That was Crawford, so it's going to be about 4th and 5, 4th and 4.
Give or take 4.5, 5. With 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. A thrilling finish at the DCU Center as 15 unanswered posted by the Pirates.
They're going to move it back a little. Officially going to call it 4th and 6 with the ball at the 9.
This is a really big play, really for both teams, but especially for Massachusetts in the red zone.
Gilliard in motion. He's in high motion. 3-step drop, backing up. Here comes the pressure. Brackett sees things breaking down, throws to the back of the end zone, caught. It should be a touchdown if he held on. Touchdown, Pirates! And going over the wall was Marty Gilliard. Gilliard made the catch at the back of the end zone after Brackett was running for his life.
This one was the definition of improvising right here. Sean gets a pretty good pocket here, but good coverage downfield. And not only the wherewithal to make this, to throw this, but to make this throw, you're falling backwards and a little bit to the right there. You throw it about 25, 30 yards on a rope and catches him right before that rounding part of the end zone. That's a fantastic job by Sean Brackett and Marty Gilliard.
What was more impressive, the throw or the catch? In arena football, if you complete the act of the catch and still get planted over the wall, it is a completion. So many of you might be confused. Is that out of bounds? No, it is not. It is a catch as long as you hang on over the barrier, as Mortada gives them a 7-point lead.
Yeah, both of them really tough to say if you had to give an award here, because I can speak to this. Well, I can't make that throw, but I can speak to how difficult that throw would be. And then the catch, knowing you've got the wall coming at you that fast, and to really kind of forego whatever's going to happen there, put yourself on the line, and then have the wherewithal to catch and hang on to it over the wall. Really impressive on both ends.
Yeah, we saw the train coming down the tracks. How many times in any level of arena football do you see a turnover caused in the red zone? The team that pounces on it, capitalizes, and runs together 3 straight possessions of scores.
This game can just absolutely go with you and against you so quickly, and nothing's been more indicative of what we've just seen for Massachusetts.
Here's the kick by Mortada, and that goes through the uprights, I believe. Let's just wait. It looked good from here. Just a little bit wide, so it's going to come out to the 20-yard line.
Wide right.
Just missed on the deuce.
Please reset the game clock to 3:09. 3:09 on the game clock.
Early third quarter, the Pirates down by 15 points. It's been all Pirates ever since. So here we go, 3:09 and the clock moving. Purifoy, who's had a big day, comes in motion. Sits down at about the 23-yard line, makes the catch and goes down in a heap right there. Just a few yards shy of a first down.
Now this is where arena football can get interesting, because as odd as this may sound, you're okay if they score if you have the ball last. A lot of teams will say, we're confident enough in our offense to go get points, and we want to get the ball with about a minute or a little bit less than that.
2nd and 2, 22-yard line, 2-step drop, quick look. Purifoy makes the catch at the 6. It'll be 1st and goal for Columbus. And actually, that's not bad, because if they score quickly, you're going to get the football back with more time.
Yeah, it adds up in the end. And it's frustrating for some fans who might be new to the game, thinking, all right, why are you going to let them score in any situation? But it's all about managing the clock.
Quick toss, caught near the goal line, and I think they're going to signal touchdown. Yes, finally they do. Fortson makes the catch right at the corner of the end zone goal line junction. Reached across and broke the plane.
Yeah, the bad news is it's a touchdown. The good news is you have 1:48 remaining and the 1-minute warning upcoming.
Yeah, so you're really not in a bad position. And Fortson here, again, really close, right there on the goal line. We may see the challenge flag.
And there it is before the kick. The challenge flag came out.
Yeah, was the ball at the barrier out of bounds at the 1?
Depending on any camera angles, that'll tell you. But again, call the touchdown. Going to have to be some evidence to show that it wasn't.
You know, frankly, I think you're playing inches there. It's going to be pretty hard to overturn it.
It must be indisputable. You've heard that word how many times?
I don't know, about 15 times today. How many challenges have we had?
This honestly, is the 7th.
Is it? Well, then half of that.
With 89, well, close.
I said 15. Right?
89 seconds remaining in regulation.
Well, big day once again for the defense. We'll see if they can come up with a stop here, if in fact it will not be a touchdown. But here's the call from Tony Marcella.
Can we please reset the game clock to 1:33? After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
I thought it was going to be a little hard to overturn that, from my opinion.
That replay machine is getting a workout today for sure.
Oh, yeah. So here's the extra point attempt by Lindsey Wolf to tie it up.
The gerbils running extra laps, cranking it up.
Well, the way this game's going, he better keep that thing warm.
Yeah, you never know. Placement down, kick on the way. This one, straight and true. We are tied at 37.
How would you manage this in the final 87 seconds if you're Anthony Payton, the offensive coordinator?
You're going slow. You are very patient. Even if you don't score, you don't want to give Columbus any opportunity. So you're going to do some safe things, but you're not going to try and score quickly.
Bounce kick. Takes a nice high hop. It's a live football. It's picked up by McNeil, running along the near side. He's across the 20, all the way up to midfield to the 24-yard line. Demetrius McNeil returned it from about the 13 up to the 24.
Did they outsmart themselves trying the worm burner again?
I'm still trying to take in all the unos and the deuces, but I think what they were hoping was that was going to be kind of a hot ground ball that maybe was a seeing eye, found its way into an open part of the field where they could maybe recover it. It's really tough to say. I think one of the things is you want to keep it out of Demetrius McNeil's hands because he can be so good with the football, as we just saw right there. So now Massachusetts really has the luxury. They're in a decent spot. All they need is another good 10 yards, and they should be good for a first down.
But, Mick, you do not want to score too soon.
No, you do not. So maybe we see a little usage of the fullback, and right now, Bill Vaval comes in to play fullback, believe it or not.
And now the 1 minute warning.
And this 1 minute could take a little while, the way this game's going.
Interesting scenario for Sean Brackett to manage. Devin Brown, Marty Gilliard, and Levon Pearson are the receivers.
They put it right at midfield, 25-yard line. 1st and 10. Brown goes in motion, handoff on a sweep to Brown, hitting the backfield, loss of 4 on the play. And that was Robert Sands who come up to make the tackle.
What a great read by Robert Sands, shooting through the gap to make a formed tackle.
Yeah, great job. Really kind of disrupts the plan for Coach Payton and the Massachusetts Pirates here, because you're thinking you're going to have some sort of positive momentum. And now you got to work with the 2nd and 12. Now you might have to open up the playbook a little bit more.
Generous spot. I thought it was back a little further. The clock is at 55 seconds and 8/10. 2nd and 12, 23-yard line. Brown comes in motion to the near side. 4-step drop, now flushed out of the pocket, and throwing underneath is Brackett, complete. And the catch made at the 15 and taken down to the 10-yard line by Marty Gilliard.
Well, Brackett again, good job escaping, and not only escaping but keeping his eyes up, seeing the whole field, as he kind of had to throw back there, but Gilliard working back to the quarterback. And this is exactly what Massachusetts wants. They're going to run this down as much as they can.
They just got a gift from the clock operator again. Before that play, didn't they?
Moving.
Yeah, before that play, I thought that he was tackled in bounds. There was nothing that should have stopped the clock, but that gave them plenty of time to not rush. They got the play they wanted.
And the clock is moving, which it should not be. Now,
in that instance, I think they're okay. He was tackled in bounds. But much like before, it was the same thing. So,
but they did have to move the changes to mark the first down, so that doesn't really matter. 1st and goal, 10-yard line, tied at 37 with 16 seconds to play. Gilliard in high motion. Brackett drops back, has time, throws underneath for Gilliard. There was contact on the goal line, and now the flag comes out. Interference on the defense.
That's going to be on Kyle Griswood.
The flag is back. We've got one here in the backfield, which would either indicate holding or roughing the passer.
Well, let's find out.
Holding offense number 72. Illegal contact on the defense. Penalties offset. First down.
So they're going to replay the down with the offsetting penalties.
And they lost 5.3 seconds. Still tied at 37 with 11 seconds remaining in regulation.
First and goal, still 10-yard line. 11 seconds to play.
Where are you going here, JJ?
Well, it looks like they like this. They like to single up to the field. I can't imagine they'll give him a choice. I bet Marty Garrett has a specified route.
That ball was almost picked off. Jumping the route was Griswood, as it was intended for Crawford along the near boards. It was just a little jump pass.
Another shot put.
Yeah, and this play here, what you do is you read the safety. If the safety goes over the top and covers the middle of the field, then you have a 2-on-1 over here to the short side. If he doesn't, if he stays there, then you've got a 1-on-1 matchup with all that field to work. Well, the safety worked over the top, so the right move was to go ahead and shoot it here, but this is just a fantastic heads-up play, and they're really fortunate there. Griswold really did a nice job of stepping in front of that, making sure that didn't go anywhere, and almost took that one.
They line it up second and goal. Back to throw. Brackett to the end zone. Leaping catch. Touchdown, Pearson. The Pirates score with .1 on the clock, and that'll win the game for Massachusetts.
A walk-off for LaVon Pearson in impressive style. What a grab and an equally terrific throw by Brackett.
Yeah, all around a really good job. Again, they used the same formation, sending a guy to the field, seeing what they could do. Well, now you put the backside or the corner down here in a bind. Is he going to fall off, or is he going to take the short one? And we don't want to say it too soon, but Sean, great job. Not a lot of room here. You see the safety working only one spot, and Pearson, great job going up, catching it from going over the wall. Now there is going to be enough time for a kickoff, and depending on what happens there. So certainly stick around, because you don't know.
Yeah, they gave him an extra 4.8 seconds, and a challenge flag is on the field.
Is this going to be a challenge for time?
It was definitely a touchdown.
After further review, please put 5.1 seconds on the clock.
5.1 going back on the clock.
I don't think that's what Amir was going for. I think
no,
he was going the other way.
That one, the jury came back with a negative ruling.
So would that be a win? Because they did change it.
I don't know. It's like a hung jury, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a Seinfeld question that you just asked.
So here's the extra point by Mortada, trying to make it 44. It's currently 43-37 Pirates. Placement down. Kick on the way. This one, good. 44-37 Mass Pirates.
How about the comeback by the Pirates? Since trailing 30-15 late in the second half, the fumble by Jamar forced it inside the 10-yard line, reaching for the 5 to gain more yardage. Taken over by Keontae Northington. Massachusetts has scored 29 points. They've outscored the Lions 29-7. And that is a tremendous testament to their tenacity and the fact that they've rallied under Mir Ismail and the entire coaching staff. These guys have not given up all day. Sean Brackett has 5 touchdown passes. And they've become a dynamic squad here in Game 5 as they look to improve to 4-1.
Here's the kick. It is deep, looking for a deuce. And it is no good. So it goes wide to the right.
We both almost were proved wrong.
Right, yeah, he tried it, and now the ball is going to come out with 5 seconds. This is definitely, you've got time for obviously one good play, and if you throw something short, get to the wall, get down quickly, get the time, you could get 2 plays off here, but only one really to the end zone.
5.1 to go. Fourth quarter, 44-37. Massachusetts leads Columbus. Pirates looking to go 4-1 on the season. Quick shovel pass, tipped, out of bounds, incomplete, intended for Purifoy.
Good breakup by Pascal Vacchio as he was rangy in the middle of the field. And Now we're down to 2.7 seconds remaining.
It's got to go to the end zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were hoping to gain, again, just a few yards there, make that throw easier or reduce the amount of time that Espinosa was going to need to get the ball in there.
Purifoy wide to the near side. From the 20-yard line, 2nd and 10. Neal goes in motion. Espinosa drops back, throws underneath. It's complete. No, it falls out. Incomplete at about the 15-yard line. And this ball game will come to an end as the pass was intended for Fortson, and the Massachusetts Pirates come from 15 points down to win it by a score of 44-37.
Outstanding ending by the Pirates. The Cardiac Kids capitalize. 29-7 down the stretch in favor of the Pirates, and if that isn't a confidence builder for this team, I don't know what is.
Everything about this game is something that they can build off of. The slow start, getting down, and getting the opportunity to come back.
We're going to take a timeout, and we'll come back to wrap it up from the DCU Center. Victorious Pirates are celebrating. They beat the Columbus Lions 44-37. You're watching Pirates football on NESN and listening on 98.9 Nash Icon.
Massachusetts Pirates football is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Arena football is back. The Massachusetts Pirates have kicked off their inaugural season and tickets are on sale now. Come tailgate with the Pirates and enjoy great music, great food, and fun for the entire family. Then watch all the high-scoring, hard-hitting action and meet your favorite players after the game. Home games are played at the DCU Center in Worcester. Single-game tickets start as low as $10. To get game schedules, more info, and your ticket to summertime pro football, log on to masspiretsfootball.com today.
Hey, are you smart? Do you consider yourself the smartest amongst family and friends? Let me ask you a simple question. How old is your hot water heater and furnace? And have you had it checked lately? If not, I suggest you call Eastern Propane and Oil and do the smart thing. Make an appointment today. Einstein would be proud.
It's springtime in New England. Time to get the lawn mowers out and time to get the lawns looking good. Hey, since 1908, Aubuchon Hardware has been making your spring look good. Aubuchon Hardware, hey, happy spring.
A terrific game in Worcester as the Massachusetts Pirates improved to 4-1. They're tied for first in the NAL with Carolina. And they can certainly build around this one, gentlemen, with Mick Moninghoff and J.J. Raderink. I'm John Meter-Perel. J.J., how did the Pirates get it done?
Resilient. They were very resilient. And what I really liked is, even though they got down, even though things were really going against them, they had some turnovers, they never got rattled. You looked at the sideline, they were cool, calm, and collected. They realized that they were going to be able to get an opportunity, and they may have to make an opportunity, which they did. But this is going to be a great learning tool for them moving forward.
And Mick, with Sean Brackett, a veteran, a savvy veteran back there, 5 touchdown passes. He has so many targets to choose from.
Well, he does. I mean, when you think about all the things that Marty Gilliard did today, he went over the wall with a big catch. Brown getting into the act. Pearson had 2 touchdowns. And then you even have Crawford, who not only had some nice catches, but a rushing touchdown as well. So when you can spread the ball around like that, it makes it so tough for a defense to focus on just any one player.
And the Maine Mammoths come in here next Saturday night at 7 on NESN. And J.J. Amir Ismail has to be riding high. How do you build off this victory?
Well, I think you definitely use it as a learning tool. You definitely say, we did a lot of good things. We started a little slow. We got behind, but look what we were able to do. And moving forward, we're going to run into these situations throughout the season, certainly towards the playoffs. So this kind of gets you ready for all those things. So even though you don't like to have those lulls and those dull moments, it's something that you certainly can learn from. I think they're going to be very happy that they did go through this later in the year and they were able to bounce back.
And defensively, Mick, they can learn from this too. They gave up 30 points in the first half, but then they were rock solid down the stretch.
Not only did they get a fumble recovery, an interception, a big stop, it went from down 15 to a tie ball game, and then they just took over from there.
It's going to be a lot of fun to watch this team get on board. The Mass Pirates beat the Columbus Lions 44-37. For J.J. Radderink and Mick Moninghoff and our entire crew, led by producer Bob Johnson, I'm John Perel. Have a terrific week, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next Saturday on NESN. Good night from Worcester.
Arena football is back. The Massachusetts Pirates have kicked off their inaugural season and tickets are on sale now. Come tailgate with the Pirates and enjoy great music, great food, and fun for the entire family. Then watch all the high-scoring, hard-hitting action and meet your favorite players after the game. Home games are played at the DCU Center in Worcester. Single-game tickets start as low as $10. To get game schedules, more info, and your ticket to summertime pro football, log on to masspirates.football.com today.
Are you plagued with pain? Feel uncomfortable doing normal everyday things? At Inbalance Chiropractic and Wellness, we strive to keep you in optimal health. Through the use of chiropractic care, massage therapy, and lifestyle therapy, our focus is on improving individual lives to become more active and vibrant. Your health is our #1 concern. We practice to help you reach your goals. Our specialty is keeping your body in balance.